We are the defenders of mankind against the horrors that dwell in the darkness. While we draw breath, we stand. While we stand, we fight.
Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2 is nearly upon us, and the Adeptus Astartes are back in all their brutal, relentless glory. If you thought the first game was a thrill ride, get ready to step into the boots of the Emperor's finest once more. Only this time, the stakes are even higher. In this video, we'll break down everything you need to know about the return of Captain Titus, the gameplay innovations, and the grimdark story that will plunge you into the heart of the most brutal war zones in the galaxy. Let's dive into Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2. First, let's talk about the man of the hour, Captain Titus. If you remember from the original Space Marine, Titus was the stoic, battle-hardened ultramarine captain who saved the Forge world Graia from an orc invasion and a chaos plot. However, by the end of that game, he was left in a precarious position. Charged with heresy due to his resistance to the powers of chaos, Titus vanished from the battlefield, until now. Reborn as a Lieutenant Primaris, Titus returns to face a far deadlier enemy, the Tyranids. With their endless hunger and terrifying numbers, the galaxy is more desperate than ever for heroes to stand against the swarm. In Space Marine 2, the Tyranids are your primary enemy, and their presence is a nightmarish one. From the mindless gaunts to the towering carnifexes, these Xenos embody an unstoppable force. Their goal? To consume every living thing in their path. Their gameplay mechanics bring intensity and sheer chaos, making every encounter feel like you're being overwhelmed by a hive mind bent on destruction. Unlike the orcs and chaos of the first game, fighting Tyranids will require every ounce of your skill. Their relentless waves will test your tactics, your reflexes, and your will to survive. They're faster, more aggressive, and much harder to kill, meaning every battle is a frantic struggle to stay alive. Speaking of battle, Space Marine 2 has revamped its combat mechanics, giving you the most visceral experience in Warhammer 40k yet. The melee system returns, but this time with more depth, more gore, and more brutal executions. Combine your Chainsword and Power Fist with devastating ranged weapons like the Bolter and Plasma Rifle to create a dynamic flow between ranged and close-quarters combat. Whether you're cleaving through hordes or blowing apart Xenos with pinpoint precision, the combat feels weightier and more satisfying than ever before. Plus, this time you won't be fighting alone. Titus now commands fellow Ultramarines, making the battlefield even more dynamic. Expect large-scale battles where your brothers-in-arms support you, providing suppressive fire, tactical maneuvers, and even engaging in co-op combat scenarios. But what's Warhammer 40,000 without a deep dive into its dark, grim storytelling? Space Marine 2 promises to deliver a narrative just as harsh and unforgiving as its universe. You'll be caught in the middle of massive campaigns as you struggle not just to survive, but to win a war that might already be lost. Expect moments of heroism, sacrifice, and even despair as you uncover the full extent of the Tyranid threat. One of the most striking features of Space Marine 2 is its visual fidelity. Powered by cutting-edge graphics, the world feels more alive and more doomed than ever before. From the towering Gothic architecture of the Imperium to the organic, nightmarish landscapes of Tyranid-infested worlds, the game's environments will immerse you in the brutal reality of the 41st millennium. Whether it's the rain of artillery fire in the distance or the close-up details of your armor, the attention to detail is staggering. Warhammer 40k has never looked this good. Space Marine 2 is shaping up to be the ultimate power fantasy for Warhammer fans and newcomers alike. With its fast-paced combat, jaw-dropping visuals, and a story that captures the grimdark essence of Warhammer 40,000, it's clear this sequel is aiming to surpass the original in every way. Prepare yourself to don the armor of the Emperor's Chosen once more. The galaxy is vast, the threats are endless, and the only thing standing between survival and annihilation is you. If you're as excited as we are for Space Marine 2, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Warhammer 40k content. Leave a comment below. Are you ready to lead the charge against the Tyranids? Until next time, brothers, for the Emperor.
Brothers, we fight! For We are the angels of death. We are the blade drawn against the endless night. Nothing will survive our wrath.